I feel very
and the way they
sympathetic for
treat him.
Brooklyn. I think he has been used. I think he's been manipulated. And I feel very sorry for him because in the end, he didn't get an education.
These explosive ultimatums are tearing apart one of Britain's most famous families and the loyalty test that's forcing Brooklyn Beckham to choose between his billionaire wife and his superstar parents. What started as wedding day drama has escalated into a full-scale family war, complete with legal threats, blocked social media accounts, and accusations that could destroy the Beckham brand forever. The rumors have been swirling for months, but now we have the shocking details. Sources close to the family reveal that Nicola Peltz Beckham delivered a brutal ultimatum to her husband after their 2022 wedding: "It's me or your family." According to insiders, she isn't backing down. She wants Brooklyn to prove where his loyalty lies, once and for all. But here's where it gets even more twisted. The Beckhams allegedly fired back with their own ultimatum. Family sources claim David and Victoria made it crystal clear they have no intention of reconciling with their eldest son unless Nicola disappears completely from the picture. It's a standoff that's been building for years, and it all traces back to one mortifying moment at what should have been the happiest day of Brooklyn's life. Let me take you back to April 9th, 2022. Palm Beach, Florida. The Peltz family's oceanfront estate, Mont Sorel, worth over $372 million, transformed into a wedding paradise. More than 500 guests, including A-list celebrities, gathered under an airy floral chuppah for what was supposed to be a fairy tale Jewish ceremony. The three-day, $3 million celebration was the social event of the year. But according to Brooklyn's explosive January 2026 statement, his wedding day became his worst nightmare, and it all centered around one dance that he claims his mother hijacked. Here's what allegedly happened. Brooklyn was scheduled to have his first dance with his new wife when Mark Anthony, who was performing at the reception, called him up to the stage. But instead of dancing with Nicola, Anthony allegedly asked for the most beautiful woman in the room to join Brooklyn, specifically calling for Victoria. The wedding DJ, Fat Tony, later confirmed the incident was really awkward for everyone in the room. He described how Mark Anthony told Brooklyn to put your hands on your mother's hips for what was supposed to be a Latin dance. But witnesses say it went much further than that. Brooklyn claims Victoria danced very inappropriately on him in front of everyone, saying he'd never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in his entire life. Multiple sources described Victoria nuzzling on Brooklyn's neck, with one insider saying Brooklyn made a face and was in shock and upset. They called it inappropriate and weird. The reaction in the room was telling. Sources say the Beckhams side of the room was cheering and the Peltz side was quiet. Nicola's friends were reportedly telling her, "You have to go back down," as she fled the dance floor in tears. When she finally returned, witnesses say her face was swollen, and she was sad the entire evening. DJ Fat Tony summed up the aftermath. Brooklyn's literally devastated because he thought he was going to do his first dance with his wife. Then Nicola leaves the room crying her eyes out. But the Beckham camp tells a completely different story. They insist it was just a family dance and deny anything inappropriate happened. Victoria's supporters claim she was just a tad tipsy and having fun with absolutely no malice. They argue the whole situation has been blown out of proportion.
That finally he's exploded because he's now living with a normal family. I think the Peltzes are a good family. They're hardworking.
The truth may never be fully known because Brooklyn and Nicola have the only copy of the wedding video, and they're not releasing it. An insider confirmed that the footage was handed over to the couple days after the ceremony. It's their call whether they release it. What happened next is where the loyalty tests began. According to sources, Nicola was resolute with Brooklyn after the wedding. The ultimatum was simple and devastating. You need to choose me or your mother. She wasn't interested in backing down, and Brooklyn was caught in an impossible position. But the Peltz family's wealth gave Nicola significant leverage in this power struggle. While the Beckhams have an impressive fortune of £380 million, Nelson Peltz's estimated £1.3 billion dwarfs their wealth. Nicola herself is worth an estimated $50 million, 5 times more than Brooklyn's $10 million net worth. Some reports even suggest she receives a $1 million monthly allowance from her billionaire father. The wedding dress controversy only added fuel to the fire. Brooklyn claims Victoria was supposed to design Nicola's wedding dress, but canceled making it in the 11th hour despite how excited she was to wear her design. This forced Nicola to urgently find a new dress just weeks before the ceremony. However, this timeline doesn't quite add up. The couple's Vogue spread, published the day after their wedding, includes quotes from Valentino's head seamstresses about traveling to Florida for fittings well in advance. Nicola later explained to Vogue that Victoria's atelier simply couldn't complete the dress in time, saying, "She didn't say you can't wear it. I didn't say I didn't want to wear it." But Brooklyn's version paints a picture of deliberate sabotage, claiming his parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationship since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped. The family tensions escalated through a series of notable absences that reads like a masterclass in passive-aggressive warfare. In April 2024, Nicola missed Victoria's 50th birthday celebration, citing her dying grandmother's condition. In May 2025, Brooklyn and Nicola were notably absent from David's 50th birthday party. Brooklyn later revealed this wasn't by choice. "I and Nicola actually traveled to London, but my father refused to see me unless Nicola stayed away. This condition effectively forced me to choose between my marriage and my family." The ultimate loyalty test came during the biggest moments of 2025. When David was knighted in November, one of the highest honors in British society, Brooklyn was absent and didn't even comment on social media. When David's Inter Miami won the MLS Cup in December, again, Brooklyn was nowhere to be seen. But the most telling moment came during the holidays. December 2024 marked the last time the entire Beckham family was photographed together. By December 2025, something had snapped. Brooklyn blocked his entire family on Instagram, including his parents and siblings. The digital Cold War reached its peak when David posted his year-end recap on December 31st, 2025. The carefully curated video celebrating family moments and career highlights completely excluded Brooklyn. It was a public erasure that spoke louder than any statement. Brother Cruz Beckham later revealed the extent of the digital warfare, posting on Instagram stories, "Not true. My mom and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the facts right. They woke up blocked, as did I." Then came Brooklyn's nuclear option. On January 19th, 2026, he released a 6-page Instagram statement that shattered any remaining illusion of family unity. His accusations were devastating and specific. "My family values public promotion and endorsements above all else," Brooklyn wrote. "Brand Beckham comes first." He claimed his parents had been controlling narratives in the press about our family with performative social media posts, family events, and inauthentic relationships. Most damaging was his accusation that his parents would go to extraordinary lengths to place countless lies in the media, mostly at the expense of innocent people, to preserve their own facade. Brooklyn also revealed that family members had told him Nicola was not blood and not family, cutting remarks designed to undermine his commitment at his most vulnerable moments. The statement sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, but the Beckhams' response was calculated silence. Rather than rushing to address Brooklyn's accusations, they maintained their strategy of business as usual. If anything, the controversy seemed to attract more attention to their other ventures and family members. David and Victoria were served legal notice that they should only contact Brooklyn through lawyers and are prohibited from contacting him on social media. Brooklyn had essentially lawyered up against his own parents. The loyalty tests have created a deadlock that seems impossible to resolve. Sources close to the Beckhams claim they believe Brooklyn is being held hostage in his marriage, with Nicola as the dominant decision-maker. Meanwhile, Brooklyn's camp argues that Nicola has helped him recognize emotional abuse and toxic behavior within his family. A source close to Brooklyn revealed the couple's state of mind after going public. "They told us, 'We're glad we did it.' They feel like a massive weight has been lifted off them, and they're pleased with the support they've received." The stakes keep rising. Reports suggest Brooklyn and Nicola have been offered a 7-figure deal to write a tell-all book about the wedding fallout. Publishers are reportedly clamoring to get their story, with sources saying these firms don't have any loyalty to Victoria and David Beckham. Even more explosive is the reemergence of Rebecca Luz, David's former assistant, who alleged an affair with him over 20 years ago. She's now claiming Brooklyn's statement provides validation for what I said 22 years ago and has appeared in the Channel 5 documentary The Beckham Feud: Truth and Lies. PR experts suggest the chaos attaches to the weakest brand in the stack, and that's not the Beckhams. While Brooklyn and Nicola struggle to build their own identity and relevance, brand Beckham continues to thrive, possibly even benefiting from the controversy. The loyalty tests have created irreconcilable positions. Nicola's alleged ultimatum demands Brooklyn choose her over his family. The Beckhams' reported counter-ultimatum demands he choose them over his wife. Brooklyn, caught in the middle, has made his choice clear through his actions and his explosive public statement. When billionaire families clash, the loyalty tests has become about more than just personal relationships. They're about power, control, and ultimately who gets to write the family narrative. Brooklyn has decided to write his own story, even if it means burning bridges to the family that made him famous. The question now is whether these loyalty tests have created permanent damage, or if there's still a path back to reconciliation. With legal barriers in place, competing ultimatums on the table, and a tell-all book potentially in the works, it seems the Beckham family feud is just getting started.